Real estate investors are always broke, regardless of what you hear about. Real estate is for building wealth and you can make a lot of money, this, that, and the other. The reality is, most real estate investors are broke constantly. And it's not always a bad thing. It's obviously not a good thing, but I'm going to explain my experience of being a real estate investor, of why, at least I'm in my broke phase, and I'm going to explain exactly what that really means. Because broke in real estate is a lot different than broke in any other industry or category. So let's get into it. And if you enjoy this content, please make sure you hit the like button, you leave a comment, your thoughts, feedbacks. Let me know if this information I'm about to share with you is something you knew or you didn't really anticipate experiencing. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Many of you follow me for my real estate agent guidance. We've documented the whole journey about building a multiple six-figure business. Now we're going to document the journey of building a seven-figure business. If you don't know who I am, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Aram. I am a real estate agent, retired, real estate investor, newly, and I do a lot of flips. I buy apartment buildings. We raise capital, do these. So I have a lot of knowledge in a lot of different things, and I'm just here to share my experience. I'm not here to preach, just share my experience. So let's talk about why real estate investors are always broke. And this is a situation I found myself in. Every time I make a large sum of money, 60,000, 40,000, whatever, I find myself obviously always looking for another deal, and I always have another deal. So every time I make money, I have to dump it back into real estate. So I'll give you a prime example. I own 2 apartment buildings. There's about $250,000 to $300,000 worth of profit in those buildings when we're ready to sell them. I don't know what that was all. Sorry, something in my eye. And when we realize those gains, right? When I actually make that profit, the reality is I can't just take that money home and spend it. Because we're in the real estate industry, one of the best, tax shelters you could have is to own real estate. So as an investor, I cannot take that money and just whoop-de-doo, go have a good time. I have to roll it into the next deal. And if I sell the next deal, I have to roll into the next deal. So I'm never actually able to touch my money. As a real estate investor building my business on the apartment building side, that is very frustrating because I have to first, apartment buildings take forever to actually fully stabilize, fix up, get the rents where they need to be, and then sell it. It's about a 2 to 5 year process. So I'm locking my money up for about 2 to 5 years. And then when I am able to sell, let's say in year 3, I have to do the exact same thing. I have to put in another deal that's going to take 2 to 5 years and then hope that within a year or two, I can refinance my original capital out, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Now, when we're always broke, that's very much in the beginning because it takes about 3 to 5 years to get the wheel rolling. And then every year now you're refinancing out of a previous deal. So you do eventually get access to your capital. But if you don't expect to be broke the first 3 to 5 years of investing in real estate, you're never going to scale to a level where it makes a lot of sense for you, right? I'll give you a prime example again. On these flips, it's very easy for somebody to start with $50,000 and flip their way to $200,000, right? If you do like a $40,000 profit per flip, you're about 4 to 5 deals away, probably 5 deals away after taxes, of profiting $200,000 on top of having your original 50 back, right? However, if you are living off that money, you're never going to scale. And that is why, as a real estate investor, you have to stay broke. That's why they are broke. They are broke by choice. We make a lot of money in real estate. Each flip could pay you 30 to 60K. Apartment buildings are making 200, 300,000. People buying commercial real estate making millions of dollars. But we stay broke so we don't have to pay taxes. The legal way, the right way, okay? And talk to your accountant about the best ways to do that. I'm not an accountant. I just know how I maneuver my paperwork to make sure that I don't pay taxes the most legal, efficient, and effective way humanly possible, okay? So that's one thing that I was not, when I got into this business, I wasn't fully prepared for, okay? And I'll be honest with you. I'm like, okay, I should make a ton of money. But then I realized, well, I can't do anything until I actually can sell my apartment buildings. And when I sell, I can't realize the gain because I have to roll into the next deal. And this is how I actually got into doing flips. And now I'm into doing flips. I'm like, wait a minute. Let's say I start with like 50,000. If I turn 50,000 to 100,000, if I take any of that money as profit, and start living with that money, well, guess what? Now I'm just hindering my growth, my success. So when you start investing in real estate, you either have to use other people's money to help you scale and never touch the profits, let it rack up, or you have to have some income coming in from the side so you can put all your focus on these flips and just rack your money up. And once you stack about, I think, $200,000 to $400,000, this is where the system starts to change a lot. Let's say you do about 5 flips a year, which is a very reasonable number, at a $40,000 profit. After taxes, you're probably taking home about $200,000. And let's say you live on $100K a year. It's a very reasonable way to go about it. And every 2.5 years, you save about $250,000. Now you do an apartment building project. In my market, you could do with $250,000, you can do an apartment building. About 6 to 10 units, you can make some things happen, right? So you dump your money into that. You enjoy a little bit of cash flow, and then about 2 to 3 years, you're able to sell that. But in those same 2 to 3 years, you're still flipping real estate, and guess what? You got another $200,000, right? And as you build this up, you're gonna get to about year 5 or year 6, which very few people actually get to, and they realize, oh my God, I'm sitting on like 50 doors with about 60% loan to value because they're all value add deals, and I'm still making $200,000, $300,000 a year doing flips. And that is the model that we're going for. At least that's the model that I'm going for. But what I didn't know in the beginning is that I had to be broke for so long. Now, I grew up broke, which is fine by me. But once I made $202,000 in 2022, I didn't expect to be taking a step back. But unfortunately, I wasn't prepared for this. So I hope this video finds you well. If you're going to start investing in real estate, make sure that you are prepared for that broke phase, which is going to take a few years. And I know I wasn't, but I was able to pivot. Fortunately for me, everything worked out in my favor. But I'm doing a lot of deals. I'm saving a lot of money. I'm doing the best I can. And I just want to share that with you all because I don't think a lot of people talk about it. I think everyone wants to tell you, like, being a real estate investor, you're going to make a ton of money, this, that, and the other, but it's not real. Yes, you're going to make a lot of money, but they're not telling you about the business side. If you want to do one flip and make $25K extra a year and then, go buy a bike for yourself, go ahead. But are you trying to build a business or are you trying to have a little side hustle? If you're trying to build a business, prepare to be broke for a little bit of time, but then you'll have tremendous wealth. You'll have more money than anybody else because the way that real estate works, it's just like after year 5, everything just multiplies. It gets easier and easier and easier and easier, and then your business never goes out of business. You have no employees. It's the best industry to be in if you can just survive this broke phase. And I went on a lot of tangent in this video, but I feel like I said a lot of important things. And these are some things that I've been processing as I, grow in my journey as being an investor. I started investing about 2 years ago for myself. Not even that, a year and a half ago. And I'm up to 14 doors. I've done, 2 or 3 flips. I have 2 flips under contract being renovated right now, and I've renovated about 6 of the units in my buildings. So we're learning, we're growing, we're doing everything we can, and I'll see you in about a couple of years when we're stupid wealthy. All right, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye.